Question 13b asks students to demonstrate how the FIT principle can be applied to aerobic training. Was worth 5 marks. Some of the key parts of this question which have been bolded: obviously demonstrate, need to look at the FIT principle, and we're asking you to apply it to aerobic training. So that's what the question consisted of. If we go and look at our glossary for demonstrate, we'll know that it's show by example. So you must have examples in your answer, not only from our rubric, but also from the key term. It's saying in order to demonstrate, you need to put in there some examples. We go and have a look at this answer. And what you've got here is it demonstrate how the FIT principle can be applied to aerobic training. So going through this answer here, what we have is that the student starts off by saying the FIT principle is a very important rule which can be applied to any person exercise. The F stands for frequency, and it's been underlined, so it stands out. So I'll mark a no straight away that frequency is there, meaning how often someone trains. In aerobic exercise, the aim is for 3 to 5 times per week. So he stated what it is, or he said what it is, little explanation relating to it, and then he's linked it to aerobic training, which is what our question up here is asking us to do. The I stands for intensity, meaning how hard you train or what your heart rate has to be at. For aerobic training, again, coming back to our question, it must sit at 60 to 85% of your maximum heart rate found by 220 minus your age. Again, some good understanding relating back to what the question's asking. The T stands for time, meaning how long you train for in aerobic exercise. Again, coming back to what we're talking about, aerobic training, you must train for 30 to 60 minutes. The final T stands for type. In aerobic exercises, there are many different types of exercises someone can do, some examples being running, swimming, and or cycling. If you're marking this question, the first thing you think about is, it probably hasn't really included enough examples to show how it can be properly applied, so what the student has done, and that's what I was thinking while I was going through marking it. But as we get further down the bottom, the last part of the answer, he says, an aerobic routine via the FIT, for example, and there needs to have 2 T's there, for example, would be. So this is how he's applying it: 4 times a week at 60 to 80% of their max heart rate for 45 minutes of swimming and or running. So he's just shown there, even though it's not as probably as detailed as you possibly could go, but he covered most of the other stuff further up in his answer. He's given an example, so he's showing by example how to apply the FIT principle to aerobic training. And that's why this student's able to achieve a 5 out of 5. So it's well done. It's a very good answer. The underlining here, so we know frequency, intensity, time, and type. The 4 areas have been underlined, which is important. The concerns that I had for this question was that students set this answer out very poorly. This answer here shows that the frequency, intensity, time, and type, 4 have been underlined. Students struggle to do that, and a lot of the times it was non-evident. And again, that shows that students aren't thinking about their answer and it's not well set out. The examples that were given to support all the 4 areas were very ordinary or non-existent. So again, demonstrate meaning show by example. There has to be examples in there. And this was one area that students really did struggle with. For some strange reason, I kept getting answers that involved the components of fitness. Whether that was because of the previous question, it was fresh in students' minds, I don't know. But students started to give me components of fitness, health and skill related, which didn't relate to the answer at all. And the last one here was that most students were able to include the 4 areas of the FIT principle, but they really struggled in the application of the FIT principle to aerobic training. So most could tell me the 4 areas of the FIT principle. They could tell me, what it involves, but they struggled with applying it to the aerobic training. The only thing I did forget to go through and do was to show where the part of the syllabus that it relates to, and there it is there, aerobic and aerobic training and the FIT principle. So that's question 13b.